are doing something that we enjoy doing, and that's looking after the children of our country. So we are friends because of that. Very happy to be here today morning. My name is Anupam Ahuja. Some of you I have known for years. Okay. And some of you I will know for years if I know you from today. Um, have worked for the council for many, many years. I superannuated in 2022. And since then, there's not a day I haven't worked less than 8 hours. So it's superannuation from NCRT, but not from our work. Okay, so I welcome people here from Niri, from RI Bhopal, from Arunachal, Maharashtra, Mizoram, right? Yeah, okay. They're friends from Tripura, yeah, okay. From Madhya Pradesh, yeah. Okay. And from Ladakh, wonderful. And from Manipur, yes. Okay, have I missed out a state?
Yes, ma'am.
Assam. How could I forget Assam? Okay. My name, Anupam, starts with the name that your state, or Assam and whatever, just by the way. So, Assam. Have I still missed out any state? No. Okay. So, I will not go through names because we have only one PM time that I will be talking to you. But I just say a very warm hello to each one and to all that you bring to this room. All that I'm going to share with you now is not new. I'll say that right at the outset. Okay? But what I want to do with this time that I have, and I have come here with a sense of purpose, because I want to talk to people who are my own, and you're my own. You have been with me for so many years with the council's journey, and I still feel I'm part of council. Okay, so I am with you with that in my mind, because everybody has, we must give way to new people, young people to come in. So we must retire and we must give space to youngsters to take over. But that doesn't mean that our goal in life changes. It becomes second skill and second thought process. For me, the second thought process I have lived with all my life is that there are children who are different, who are not like others, who are not like the regular children we talk about. What can we do for them? That is the question I ask myself every morning. And that was the question I brought with me when I traveled to the Northeast, when I traveled to the southern part of this country, when I traveled across oceans in different parts of the world. I had the opportunity to work in many countries. And I also ask this question every night before I sleep. Did I contribute to helping anyone cater to this difference tonight? That's the way I put my head on my pillow, wake up again morning thinking what more I can do. Now, why did this bug bite me? Okay, that's the question. Why is it that बाकी बच्चे इतने सारे हैं, इनके बारे में क्यों सोचने का मन करता है? इसीलिए क्योंकि हम 80 years से अपने देश में अपनी एजुकेशन सिस्टम अपने आप चला रहे हैं. Agreed? We are running our system in our country the way we consider okay. And nobody has dictated what is to be done for our children to us. Yet, there are many children who have still not joined our schools. Yeah? They still feel it is better not to go there. Their parents also probably may be feeling like that or maybe helpless. And there are many children who join our school systems but say bye bye, keep doing what you are doing. We don't like this place. And we are going to not come to school. In other words, we do something and push them out of our system. This is something that is a big concern. Don't call them dropouts. because they have not dropped out.
Pulled out.
We have pushed them out. When we see at school teacher, when I see go for lunchtime, that's a very good time to listen to children. When teachers, in some schools, teachers now eat with children. है ना? जब उनकी बात जब वहां देखते हैं हम, what do we see? The child says, "Ma'am, my mother made this. Please eat this." And she gobbles it down. Then another child comes, "Ma'am, take please. This also my aunt got from there." The teacher eats. Okay. What does this indicate? Children want affection. Children want to be noticed. Children want their teacher to eat the best and give a hug. They don't want to leave the system. They don't want to leave. So stop blaming children and saying you are naughty. No. This action that I talked about, we are all parents, we are all aunts and uncles. We know no child is a badmash. This is a misconception we carry to sleep well. We say the child does not know how to learn. He is naughty. He is lazy. He is in his head all not sorted out. And we do all this. Why? Because of power dynamics. Have you ever thought of this? The principal comes, I'll start like this. So what was I saying? Why? Because there is power dynamics. I want him to notice that I'm a good teacher. I'll be standing around say. But the moment I see someone coming, children also want us to notice. Yeah, they want us to notice that they are good. But what we tell them is, do what I'm telling you every day. If I say, open page 13, and I ignore, ma'am, what's your name, please? Yeah. Ruchira. Thank you, Ruchira. For a moment, let us think Ruchira has a braille book. Okay? Ruchira is sitting there. And I said, okay, we're doing chapter 3, open page 14. Ruchira, open, and I keep quiet. What's the instruction I've given? Open page 14. 14 I think मैंने बोला है ना? Ruchira open page 14 and it is only chapter 1. Why? Because Braille takes more pages. I go on. Children keep looking at page 14, reading visual. Who bothered to ensure that the visual that he is seeing, Ruchira can also see? I didn't tell children. Can we describe the visual? आप ही से कहती विजुअल के बारे में बता दो तो सबको फायदा होता ना सिर्फ रुचिरा को नहीं राइट मगर मैंने ये नहीं सोचा ना मैंने सोचा रुचिरा योर बुक हैज पेज 25 I could have said this in my instruction. That's all. If we just begin with this, we have acknowledged Ruchira in the classroom. And I have made him understand that Braille takes more pages. I made you understand that Braille takes more pages. I made him understand that we need to describe the visual. This will make our environment accessible for all 40 years from today also. I'll tell you why. Go out in NCRT outside in the campus. From here, go to the airport. Simple. Best places you will see. You don't see dirty Delhi, you see posh Delhi. Tell me one red light on your way to the airport which beeps. You know what I mean? कि हम क्रॉस करने लगे तो बोले लाल हरा मेरे को नहीं देखना है अब मुझे वो सुनने को चाहिए क्या you can cross get ready not a single red light anywhere in Delhi forget where to this is a capital city you know how much it costs to make one traffic light accessible 150 rupees to fit a record including maintenance. We've done this. I'm not talking out of my hat. Did any government employee who is in the transport department or whoever is setting up think that there may be someone who may not want to see and also cross the road without being pulled? What do we do? We say, please come here, sir. He's standing here, okay, by me. I'll say, अच्छा भाई दिखता नहीं है चलो आओ वाले. I will just please take a seat. Thank you. What do? We think we have done a good deed. We helped one person cross the road. And that also in that pompous style that I can see. I may not be rude, but this is the rush of life. You don't stop and care. Okay? And even if you do, you won't even ever open your uh, internet to find out how do we lead a blind. We don't push them. We don't walk in front of them like this. No. There's a way you help a blind person cross the road with dignity. This nobody talks about. Nobody addresses. You will spend 14 hours in a day on that, but you will not serve how to help someone cross a road or how to make your presence known to a person who is blind. Suppose I come in this room and I know that there are friends who are not able to see. I'll say, good morning. I'm wearing salwar kameez, which is of a dark color. I need not tell black. Yeah. And I'm also wearing a long coat, which is light because I don't like wearing heavy coats. They make my shoulders ache all day if I wear. What does that do? It creates a rapport between him and me. Because I have taken the care to tell him that you cannot see me. But this is what I am, the attire I'm wearing. I can also ask Ruchi or someone else, just tell them the length of my hair. Yeah? Do you like short hair? No. I could just talk something about why is short hair good, why is long hair. What does that do? It eases the environment. It tells everybody that for me, he matters who cannot see. And this is what is actually inclusion. But we do not include people. Why? Because we are majority. It's as simple as that. Today, if I knew I was coming into a room with 39 people who could not see, I wouldn't bring this PPT. Right? Now, when we talk of needs, our policy now does not talk only of the disabled. It has taken into consideration that 80 years there are many children who belong to the marginalized community who have been pushed out. So we talk of geographical identities also. We talk of marginalized from tribal community also. We talk about those who are from the schedule. We also talk of gender fund. Yesterday I have come from two aspirational districts in Uttar Pradesh that I visited for a study that I'm doing for Spencer, US, which is on girls' education and promoting them. Let me tell you one thing, just by the side, but it's important, we are all academics. We put in our research proposal, and amongst the 15 countries whose proposal was approved, we were one of them. So I just want to say we can continue to get into the international arena with a sense of purpose. One of the things I learned, we did a lot of data collection. We analyzed it in many, many ways. And that is a separate story. I can come and talk about research and uh, how you can do research and cull out information in ways I did not see in my years that I spent earlier. Okay, so this is new learning, but that's beside the point. One of the things that Spencer insists is that when we collect research, we go back to the same people and tell them what we have analyzed, got what I'm saying, and what we want to plan for future. Now, when I went there, doing this with the team, we are 5 of us, there was surprise on the KGBV girls' faces. Nobody had come to tell them that this is what we learned when we came in May 25. They said, आप आ गए दीदी दिल्ली से आए एंड ऑल बट व्हेन वी सेड हम आपको बताना चाहते हैं हमने क्या सीखा और आपकी राय लेना चाहते हैं कि आगे हम जो करें लड़कियों की शिक्षा के लिए उसमें क्या करें. It took us half a day to get this internalized by the children. What does this indicate? It indicates we just consider them as part of our guinea pigs. We just go, talk to them, bring data, analyze, and move on. We don't think that they need to be told what we are. And I saw so much difference when we did this. Why do I share this? This is also part of inclusion. How do we carry ourselves in research and ethics? All that I have to tell you about technology is given here. You can read it. I know you are all very committed people. Something in the water of the places from where you come makes you committed. I have seen this over the years. You know, there is faith in academics, and this is my faith that these 40 slides you will read when you want to, when you need. But let's discuss these issues. Let me have your views. Is it possible to think of research the way I just said? Should we think of research like this? How do we explain to a hearing impaired child that research for you and knowing what you are feeling is as important for me as a child who cannot hear? Why am I changing the name of a school which is called Deaf and Dumb? School for the Deaf and Dumb for 40 years. And I say, now remove this board. Let's call it a school for children who have hearing difficulties. Why am I doing this? The children who come in the school should know. The parents should know. Ask any parent, does he like his child to be called intellectually dumb? No father, no mother would like this. How much time it takes them to deny. All of us who work with these children, they go from pillar to post, trying the child to be identified. Once they know something is wrong, the teacher has told them, they go from pillar to post. Then when they get that report and bring it to you, you say, yes, yes. By you, I mean people who are experts in this area. They say, yes, he has autism. ये कर सकेगा ये जिंदगी में नहीं कर सकेगा. First we do this. We tell the parents what the child cannot do in life. And they have known this for the last 14 years already. When you go and tell him, then they want to hear what the child can do. Because that is what you will build on, not what he cannot do. So let's remember, one of the fundamental things of inclusion is we have to focus on the strengths. We have to focus on when we are not there, who will look after this child. I will not live forever. I may want to live for 100 years, but I may be gone in 5 years from now. Who will look after my child when I'm not there? With the same passion and the same care. That is what all parents should think about. I am not saying only children with disabilities. Because that will make us sensible parenting and not overdose of love and affection. That's making them disabled for life. If you say, when I come back, my son has his nice meal. Because when I'm not there, he's only ordering, from. That's not good. You may not come back one day. So, will he continue to order from Zomato? Think about it. I wish you all good health, long life, and parenting. But this is a fact. This is a fact, and we must draw a line between overindulgence and care and love. And this is for adults. If we are caregivers of adults, also, we should do that. My mother in law may need me, yeah, but she must also know how she can use the walker and go up to the toilet. And there are ways I can speak from far off with a video call, telling her, yes, you have taken 3 steps, take 2 more, you will be near the tap. That is affection also. I may have struggled for 40 minutes to get that video call connection. But the fact that I cared to call, to find out that she did use the washroom, is inclusion. I am not talking of only children. I am talking of all persons. How do we ask ourselves what we are doing? I leave this reflection for you. Each one is doing what they think is best. I am no one to come here and bulldoze my ideas. That's not my intention. My intention is that any training program should make us go and reflect on what we are doing. And the government says class 6 children should be exposed to vocational education. We must think about it. I am working on career cards for UNICEF, making them accessible for all. 500 careers we have chosen. And those 500 careers, the cards that we have made for them, which will be introduced by the teacher to the children, are accessible with a QR code and everything else. Why? Because we want to leave no child behind. And they are good for others also. Why did we work on 500? You say, ma'am, 500 cards only? Are there only 500 professions? Absolutely right. There are much beyond 500. And amongst those 500, you can probably add 20 more in the next 2 months. But this is a beginning. This is to make you aware that we need to begin in class 6. We cannot wait till we are 80 and think what to do for this child. And they may not be all earning in the beginning. They may be just building skills. Whose skills? Their own and the community. Because if I ask you right now, what does a blind child do? You say candle making. Next, what will you say? Tell me.
Music.
Music. Excellent. What else? देखो मुश्किल हो रहा है ना even सोचना what else? Only 2 jobs. Is it only 2 jobs for the blind? That is what I want you to shake up for. The community, you and I need to know what are the other jobs they can do. I talked to this chain of lemon hotels, Lemon Tree. This was 17 years ago. I am 68 now. Okay? 17 years ago, I talked to the CEO of the chain of lemon hotels because I knew that they were doing something exceptional. They were employing hearing impaired children. And I said, what is this? Why is this chain employing daradar hearing impaired children? What are they doing? And then the CEO said, we are also moving towards the intellectually challenged. I said, but tell me what they're doing. He said, I will not tell you. You come to with me. Take a round. I'll tell you what I saw. I saw children arranging the mat, the fork and knife, and the flower pot with one rose and a green. It was marked area, red where the flower pot would go, where the mat and where the fork and there was just a ribbon to indicate that for the fork, the yellow ribbon on this side and a red ribbon. You got what I'm saying? Left, right. And where and this whole room in this much time was arranged with the mat, the cutlery, and the flower pot. This would have taken, he said, others would have done this in double the time. वो इधर बात करते हैं, उधर बात करते हैं, यहाँ चले जाते हैं चाय पीने, इधर से निकल जाते हैं, मैं उनको ही देखता रहता। इनको मैंने ये येलो रिबन, रेड रिबन और एक स्क्वायर रखा है. They know, and this square was decorative, round. So they just know they have to put it there. One flower, one green water, and the pot is ready. Now, the next thing I saw was even more remarkable. Children were washing. There was two cabinets where the water, the vessels were churned, and they were taking the initial wash, cleaning them, and putting it. There was a lot of noise. Get what I'm saying? जूठ निकाल कर फिर वो दूसरा धोने के लिए it was coming in circles to them. They were washing with such speed and cleanliness and stacking them up. He said, they can go on doing this for 6 hours, madam. Because इनको शोर नहीं तंग करता. वेसल धोना मुश्किल नहीं होता है. Children get distracted with the noise and want to leave. These children do not get distracted by the noise, do not feel fatigued because of the noise, and they continue. And they are happy because they have earned more than others. He says, we ensure that we give them better pay than others. This was 17 years ago. I thought that was something that slowly and gradually is making change happen. I am not talking of the glass half full. The glass is full, my friends. It's only we have to see it. We have done a lot. 80 years is a long time for people like you and me. We have worked very hard and we have achieved a lot. But I always come and paint a dismal picture because we have to do much more, is what I feel. Because there is so much still more to do. So I hope these examples that I have said, just shared with you, have made you think about what we have to do further. We have to read up, for example, how do we walk with a person who is blind? We have to find out in our state who is responsible for not having our beeping lights. Can you, as an educator, make a difference there? We have to find out what are our local vocations where our children, with their strengths, not weaknesses, can fit in. Are these three actions we can take? All of us sitting here in one capacity or the other? We have to think about what is some good research we can do to know these three things better. What are these things? There's a whole big KGVV report that we have made. Yeah. So if you ask me, when we sent this proposal to Spencer's, we were wondering, we've done so much in girls' education. Are these issues really of concern? But they are of concern. And I'm doing this work in the field. I'm realizing there are many things. Our report, data is something you can use either way. You can use it to tell the government that this program is doing very well by looking at certain facets and report those. And you can also make the government realize that there is so much to do. So this is also aspects of research we have to think about. Not how to manipulate data, but how to put your finger on research that is meaningful. Whether it is action research, 2-year research, 5-year research, longitudinal research. Okay? You have to decide. You are young people. I cannot take a research study with longitudinal study 25 years. No. It's 68 with me. I know it's a number, but 25 years में मैं जीऊंगी क्या? नहीं. और जी भी तो क्या? Can I still analyze it? Even if I do, how credibility of a 100-year-old person analyzing is less than somebody your age. So what I'm saying is do something that you think is meaningful. Time runs out. For me, the whole NCRT period has just gone. I don't know when I came and when I retired. So it goes fast. And there is so much to do for our children. Now I want you to spend time. You've been very kind to me by listening for my monologue for so long. I have made you reflect. I can see that on your faces. That's what made me go on. Okay? I know each one of you is thinking. I want to do something very simple. Okay? And you can see that simple things tell us a lot about pedagogy. What I'm going to do right now is something that really helps a teacher look closely at what she does and how she can do better. That is my whole point of what I'm going to say now. All of you have paper and pen? Yes. It is writing? Okay. Now, when I say that, there may be some tension in your mind. Ma'am, what is she going to ask us to write? No, there is no need to be tense because I said it's a very simple thing. I'm going to ask you something. How many of you know how to ride a bicycle? Ride a bicycle. Bicycle, you know. Wonderful. Okay, hands down. How many of you don't know how to ride a bicycle? So, everybody knows how to. You don't. Okay, you don't. All right. Now, she was the only one who didn't know. But when I said how many, she didn't feel any sense of hesitation saying, I didn't know, I don't know. This does not happen in a classroom. This is the first pedagogical tip I took from what I just saw. And the teacher says, Arey Buddhu, abhi tak nahi chalani aati cycle. What does this do? Because the maths teacher also came and said, Arey Buddhu, पेड़ के ऊपर थोड़ी अमरूद होते हैं, पेड़ के नीचे. That's what the teacher thinks. तो दो बार बुद्धू सुन लिया, तीसरी बार उस दिन के पीरियड में बैठने का दिल करेगा. Right? But what did I tell her? Oh, okay. You don't know how to write. I could also have said, let's see what you know how to do. And she could say, ma'am, I know how to play a piano. Ah, piano! How do you play a piano? And what does it do to the others who know how to ride a bicycle? She becomes special. And all of you become insignificant for me. Do you see? This is pedagogy. I'm talking of such changes. I'm not talking of big changes. I'm talking of sensitivity towards what I'm doing, how I'm doing, how can I do it better? If I address this question, how can I do it better? I have to reflect on what I'm doing. Tabhi nobody will come from outside to tell me how I can do it. But I should feel the need to do it. Teaching, अरे मैम टीचिंग में क्या रखा है? वही तो लेसन पढ़ाने हैं. इतने सालों से पढ़ा रही हूँ. नींद में भी पढ़ा सकते. I agree. She's right. But if you are bored with your profession, obviously your taker will be bored. If you go with that, अच्छा खोलो, चलिए पढ़ते हैं. अरे कब तुम लोग अपने आप क्यों नहीं पढ़ते? And you make such sentences. मैं तो थक गई तुम लोगों को कहते. You are not paid to be tired, ma'am. If you are tired, then please go and rest at home. Well, who has asked you to come here? You are not doing children a favor. But we always come with that from outside. I have come to school on time. Big deal. You are supposed to come 15 minutes before time. Only then will children come on time. Because you need 15 minutes to prepare a class. How many teachers think like that? Let's face it. Let's address this question. Because that's what training programs are all about. How do I make my teachers think that this small pedagogical 3 changes I talked about are important? That's what you need to do. Okay, let's take the bicycle. And let's also come to know can she drive any other means of transport? Let's find out from her. Or what would she like to talk about? Let me ask you why I asked you. Do you know how to write? You know two whys. I've answered. What happens when we learn something like driving a bicycle? Let's analyze it. क्या होता है?
Parents support us, scaffolding is there.
Excellent. I just admire this excellent, simple way of saying parents support and there is
Scaffolding.
scaffolding. This is a very big word in pedagogy. Scaffolding. How much do we give? To what extent? When do we reduce? When do we take off the scaffolding? Just like the bicycle. There are those side paddles. We don't live with the side paddles forever. But without the side paddles, even the front teeth can break. Right? If you fall badly on the road. Your elbows could be bruised for days. Your knees could be bruised for days. Yeah? And you may give up riding a bicycle for a few days. So, scaffolding is important. How do I scaffold the learning of my children in my class? Just think about it. Do I keep announcing? You don't know. That is why I gave you this key to learn. And I go here and I say, you cannot see. That is why I gave you the yellow sheet with the black print. And I announce it like this. And then I come and say, ये लो विजन बच्चे ना जिंदगी बहुत मुश्किल करते हैं. And tomorrow I come, after listening to Professor Ahuja, I come and say, you child with remaining sight, I have to work on your remaining sight. You have so much you can give to us. You know, when I plan a yellow and black sheet, I just realize I also read it better. When I send an email with blue color, my friends are telling me a blue email is lesser load on reading than a black and white. What does this do to him? A big change. I use the word child with remaining sight. I didn't say low vision. That's for you and me to know. But in my class, even if I have to tell others and the parents and other parents, I will say child with remaining sight. A mother comes to me and says, this girl is drooling all the time. I don't want my child to sit by him, whatever may be the national policy. What will you do as a teacher? Tell me. Do you understand my question? She has muscles she can't control. We all have saliva in our mouth, but we swallow it. Yeah? But if I cannot swallow it for 14 hours, it will drool. And if this drools, it's not my fault. My muscles are not under my control. I was born like that. Okay? I could have also acquired this with high fever just after my second birthday. That is also not my fault. But I have lived with contempt from everybody. Hacha, तू पीता रहता है. पास मत आ. This is something I hear when I move around. What will you do? Tell me if this is a girl. Because, see, inclusion has no answers. If I come and tell you I have worked 40 years in this area, I will tell you how to be inclusive. I am cheating you. Because I do not know what is in your context and what will be the situation. I am only preparing you for what I have learned, like reflecting this way. But there are no answers. Tell me this situation. There is this girl who is drooling, her mother and father are standing outside, and other parents have come with a complaint to the principal that this teacher is making my daughter sit by her and she's constantly drooling. What will you do?
Clean the drooling and then find out the a suitable support, a person who can support their child and who is specialize in that area.
What else? That's one way. Look, it could be happening in
I'll treat that child as my child.
Yes, you want to raise?
Take the help of OT, occupational therapist, to teach the child how to wipe the drooling and control the drooling.
That's another very good way. This is a very good. What else? Tell the parents why it is like this. Why does she drool? Just like what I told you. Clear the myth that it is infectious. Don't do it only with parents. Do it with children also. In the presence of the child and when the child is sick. See, children can be very supportive. Children can be very well. It's how we value her in the class and what I explain to the child about her, like both my friends here have said. If you explain to the children, and that it can happen to anyone, that is the most important thing. That this difference can happen to anyone, any time of life. You could be not drooling, but in a few months' time, you can have this difficulty coming. And when they come to know that it is not infectious, everybody has a heart. Everybody has a heart. It may be quoted, not shown. Remember, every parent is a soft human being. It's how we approach them. Yeah? And that is something you should always tell yourself and others, all equal, all different. Just three words. All equal, all different. And my job, ma'am, is to cater to this victim. So I have her here. If you don't like your daughter by her, please take her away. The moment you start saying this, after a long series of trying to explain to them, they will understand. कभी कभी hot cold water treatment देना जरूरी होता है. Don't always be soft. People used to say, Professor Ahuja इसका सब मैडम प्रोफेसर आहूजा के बच्चे इनको दे दो. And I would have 14 children drop out from the class. And I said, 14, why these 14 you are sending to me? Man, ये थोड़े special need वाले. So I would say, no, I haven't come for these. I've come for all the children. No, but ma'am, आप तो head DGSN है ना इनसे. I said, yeah, so? तो आप तो DGSN. So I was also compartmentalized. Not only are the children compartmentalized. They did see me as an NCRT employee. They saw me as a DGSN employee. So this is how we work. But this is very difficult to unfold. I wrote one article and it was very, very well received recently. I called, the title of the article I gave was The Teachers of the Fools. Do they exist? The teachers of the fools. Do they exist? And in this I discussed what I just said. That we type teachers also, not just children. And it is very easy to put a label. Dyslexic, dyscalculic, autistic. These are very in labels these days. जो बच्चा थोड़ा सा आंख मर रहा होता है, नीचे देखता है, would be because of lack of. मैम मेरे को ऑटिज्म लग रहा है. अरे लग रहा है क्या? Is it cold or cough? How dare you think of children as this? लगने से किसी का जिंदगी कहाँ ले जाएंगे आपका लगना? Nobody realizes. And I am always one for delabeling. I come from a society where we delabel, not label. Because what is important is, yes, some children do not like a pat on the back, do not like it to come close and hug. Fine. I've understood that. What next? Is it important to give it a label of autism? No. Because that label will stay. But the child's growth will get impeded. Because we will discriminate. With what little we know of autism, mind you, we know very little. This is one area we know very little about, universally. And there are new, every fortnight when I have allocated time for reading on research, because now I'm my own boss. I don't work for an organization, I work for my need. When I read, there are so many different studies that are being quoted the world over for what we are learning about children with autism. You know, children with blindness have existed with us for many years. Anyway, that's a different story. So let me take you back to the bicycle. Now, this is also a pedagogy. कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच के we come back to that. So children remain alert. They do not disconnect with you. And they have to keep thinking, she may come back to the bicycle next period also. So they will talk about bicycle even during lunch. This is what captivates a teacher. Somebody told me many years ago, a very, very pronounced educator in Cambridge. He said, teaching is showbiz. Showbiz. Showbiz क्या होता है? Show business. I dress well. Ma'am, I go with my best tie and my best coat. I'm talking to adolescents. They look at my clothes first. Okay? I do not color half my hair pink and half my hair blue. That I can't do. But I dress well for them. Because I know they may have half pink and half blue. But they will look at my new coat. This is also something that we must remember. How do we come as individuals to children? Are we alert? Are we up and doing? Are we always sensitive to what's happening? Or do we come back as laid back people? Tired. Don't make noise. Noise hurts me. If a teacher says that, that means well-being is in question. You may be going through menopause, but children are not. Right? So you have no right to make them not create noise. A quiet classroom is a dead classroom. Remember that. A class which is up and doing, bubbling, each child doing something that they want to do, including if paper cutting is going on and paper mache is going on, there is one child who takes the mop and the stick wala cleaner and is coming to everybody and say hato and removing and collecting all that and putting away. Where did I see this? I saw this 3 weeks ago in Japan. They are so finicky. I will say that as an Indian. In the classroom itself, children take turns during the class. One class and the next class should be spotless, whatever be the activity. Children with Down syndrome are closing all the windows. They are short also. They are getting up. It's their duty on Thursday to close all the windows before we go. You are not saying you are less. I am not going to make you get up and close 3 bolts. No. I'll tell you another very interesting incident. They were having lunch. Okay? We talk of SDG goals. You all know that?
Yeah.
Now, 2.5-year-old, 3.5-year-old are putting their own porridge. There is a trolley that comes in. And children and teachers are eating together. There is a small packet which has milk. And there is a need to drink that, obviously. What did I do? I looked for the straw. I thought I will make Rappo. I will open the milk packet and put the straw. I didn't see it in the tray. I looked around and I saw it somewhere there in a bunch. I went, naturally, brought the straw and was about to put it in the child held my hand. Okay? Like this. And said, showed me SDG goal 4.7. We have to look after our environment. He opened and duck, he drank. We will not use straws. That was a paper straw. Not a, they are discarding straws. This is what a 3.5 had the courage to hold my hand in a very, you can imagine 3.5 and a Japanese boy. Yeah? And that's all he did. Somebody had told him that we are looking after. That's a poster that reminds us that we have not to use straws. We have to gulp it down like this. And then crush it. Don't leave it. You make it flat. And you put it in a carton, which will be then cut into pieces next day during the cutting exercise. This is environmental messages. You have to think it through. The teacher just thought it through. The PM of Japan did not come to our class, or the minister did not. Somebody has told her this and she's taking it forward. So let's not say, उसने मुझे नहीं बताया था. मुझे खुद जानना चाहिए ना कि मैं अपने छोटे छोटे बच्चों को कैसे सेंसिटिव बनाऊं. ये कोई बताएगा थोड़ी. ये मेरा काम है जिसके लिए मैं नौकरी के लिए रखी गई हूं. और इसी एज पे बताएंगे तभी आगे जाएगा. नहीं तो वही होगा जो अभी हो रहा है. When I was driving yesterday, sitting in front of the vehicle, because I think that is the place gives me more leg space. So I choose that and I say, look, I'm a senior citizen. So I'm taking this, you go into the back. Okay. I had so much fog in front of me. I did not know how we will reach. And this is a common thing, they say, that was never there in February. Every time we lament. Why? Because we have caused all this. Nobody else has done this to our environment. So all I'm saying is, goals, their numbers are not important. What the message the SDG goal says is important. Let's remember, our national policy is pro-inclusion. A policy that came after 35 years. I am one person who has taken the 86 policy again, and I can say with great sense of comfort, I have also taken NEP 2020. Living person, okay? So, not many of you can say that, okay? Because you got it in 2020. So, there is every day something that I'm thankful to Almighty for. This is one thing. Yeah? So, you have always to remember what can we be thankful to Almighty.
स्टेट पुलिस में आप पढ़े हैं ना?
हाँ, कोठारी में पढ़ी हूँ, उसको भी अच्छे से जानती हूँ, अभी भी पढ़ती हूँ. I have not given up, but you are right.
नहीं 68 पॉलिसी में आपका पढ़ाई हुआ.
हाँ, और फिर
86
में फिर 92 के अमेंडमेंट में भी हुआ, फिर 2016 के एक्ट में बहुत कुछ किया है. आपने भी किया है, मैंने भी किया है, and we will go on doing it. It is part of our being. It's part of our being, and unless it is that, we should not be in this profession. I also say that very clearly. Let us remember that we are in this profession for choice, not because somebody has. I don't need to be here today morning. Who has asked me to be? I want to talk to you. I want to know what are your difficulties. Can I think of them? Can I solve them? Can I be with you? I want to be with you. It's not that I have to be with you. Right? I mean, it's not that my boss is watching me and will give me. And neither do you. If we are working for inclusion, we are working for our children, they are our boss. Remember this. We cannot please all the bosses there. We have to stand for what we believe in for the sake of our children. It may mean I may not get my promotion. I am saying this very bluntly to you because not many people appreciate what we are just talking. अरे मैम 90% बच्चों का तो हम कर नहीं सकते, आप आ जाते हैं अपने 5% के लिए. I said अगर आप मेरे 5% को देखेंगे, पहले तो मेरे नहीं है, वो आपके हैं, राइट? तो हमें ये बहुत क्लोजली बात समझनी है कि पीपल विल थिंक वी आर एक्टिविस्ट, वी आर थोड़ा खिसका हुआ. आई एम सेइंग दिस ब्लंटली. Ma'am, it's your passion, not mine. I said, yes, I agree. I want to make it your passion. And that's why I'm here. And if you don't want it, you find another way. I'm going to stay here. That is what you have to tell. Madam Mahuja आ गई, अब ये मीटिंग एक तरफ जाएगी. I have heard this in my own council. That's okay. They're my dear friends. I still communicate with them. They wanted things the smooth way. I was the hurdle maker because I said, think of these children. Right? So that slowed down. I don't blame them. So anyway, let's go on further. I hope all my friends from these different states that I have talked to find what I'm saying is universal. It has got nothing to do with Manipur or Maharashtra or Arunachal. It has to do with our country and our globe. Okay? Where we are born. And this universe which we have to protect. One quick other thing. Why inclusion? 3 quick things I did. And these are research based. All research world over tells us that when we are inclusive, we help all children learn better. अगर एक क्लास डाइवर्स है, उसको मैं पढ़ाने का जुम्मा ले रही हूँ, मेरी क्लास में हर बच्चे की परफॉर्मेंस इंप्रूव होगी. When I look at the possibilities of teaching these children. So having children who are slow, as I call it, or you call it, does not mean it slows down others. Actually, it's the other way around. When we tackle diversity, we improve the performance of all children. This is one research finding. Second, when we do this, we become better professionals. That's the second thing. The third, what research tells us is, when we practice inclusion, we work towards inclusive societies and develop and working towards a world which cares for all, which cares when there is war, which cares when there is earthquake, which cares when there are natural calamities. That is the reason we need to prepare our education system for inclusion. ये research, global research करें. There is not a country in the world which is not going towards inclusion. I can say this with 100% authenticity. Where there is one child and 2 teachers standing, there also they want to put children in inclusion. Because of what I've just said. Got this? So next time somebody says, why inclusion? Give them this. Also tell them, our policy says, our legal act says, 21 disabilities in regular classrooms. Accommodation, small changes. Second thing. Third, when we are signatories to international mandates, there also we have said we will support inclusion. Got it? So, these 3 things, we are bound by law. It is not a choice I have. Inclusion is bound by law, by policy, and by international mandate. And I've told you the other 3 things. Now, who has got the control of this? I have. All right. Let's see, is this on assistive technologies? In the next 7 minutes, I will introduce you to this PPT so that you can read it on your own. What will you gain from this? I have given in learning objectives. You can read them. Yes or no?
Yes.
Keep telling me wherever there is no, I'll ask for extra time. Okay? But I'm sure you will say yes. We will focus on children with special needs. Who are they? You will understand this?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, you will understand that there is a legal act.
Yes.
What does the act say is all I have said.
Yes.
Very simply in very nice dot points. I don't call them bullet. I don't come to kill anybody. Okay, all right. So this you will know. These are the 21 disabilities. You know this.
Correct.
What does our
Policy
policy say? Why should we have digital technology? You must know this. When you're working on a program, you must say, ma'am, it will take me time. Digital technology is needed for all children, including, and these are the articles. Okay? What does the national policy say? You know this? There's again national policy. There's also national policy. You will know this backwards. We are already 5 years old. So you ought to know. Okay? Then what does inclusion mean? Understand this? We are talking about system. We're not talking about children, right? And all children can learn. And this is what the article of the Legal Act says. I've not got into any definition. Legal Act definition. What is inclusion? Every learner matters and matters equally. And I've given you other reasons as well. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Very good group. I wish I could have one more class with you. Okay. This is a UNESCO material, free of cost. Please read it when you have time. Discuss it in training programs when you can. It's very useful material. My name is here also. Okay. All right. Yes.
Is there any link for that document?
Yes, yes, there is link. It is there. Okay. Link is there. It's here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is inclusion. Please keep all the girls happy and the boys as well. This is a picture, a photograph I took when I was in your countries, your states. You know what is UDL? That's the best approach to adopt. Not just print material, digital, and other forms. Please read this. Read this, you will know. It's all pictorial. Pictorial points. These our initiatives we had developed during COVID a document which I chaired with the ministry's request for NCRT. I choose my words very carefully. Ministry's request for NCRT to NCRT. Okay? No organization which is autonomous can be asked to do something. They can only request us to do something. And we must remember this. So nobody is supreme, we are supreme because we know our children. So we prepared this document, which is called the Guidelines for Children with Disabilities. The minister released this. It is there on the NCRT website and on the MOE website even now. So you can take a look at it. These are some other technology-based initiatives which are there on CIT. This is the key. You can go and see this for your need. This is something that I spent 3 years of my life with my team, the Barkha series. Yeah, we made it accessible in 2017. And it is appearing in UNESCO's 2030 exemplar. So it really has a place. See what it is all about. There's a digital version. It's available on our CIT website. This is how we introduce a story. Very interesting. Yeah. If there's a child who is blind and does not pick up Chupan Chupai as a title, how will you encourage him? You can have a small video to introduce the story. The video can be in sign language and can be in regular form. Why sign language? Because you have to tell young children that signing is a form of language. Many people say, हाथ से बात करने वाले पागल हैं. Okay, so if you are young and you're seeing an introduction in signing, you will go and tell your parents, this is a form of language. I saw a video with this, and that imprint stays for life. And what is the introduction I give to the story? हम सब खेल खेलते हैं. Some inside the house, some outside. Okay, that's the introduction to Chupun Chupai, hide and seek story. We all like games. Please, somebody read it. Quickly read it, please. Read this para.
to play games.
Yes.
Some inside homes, some others outside.
Excellent.
In this story, children are playing hide and seek.
Uh-huh.
One child looks for others who are hiding. Let us see how Jeet looks for Bubbly and his other friends.
Excellent.
Hiding in different places, both inside and outside the home. Does he find them all, or does he need some help?
Got
Let
it?
us read the story Hide and Seek.
Got it? So even if I have not played hide and seek as a blind child, I am told in very simple way what is hide and seek about. Right? And I will say, okay, let me see what Bubbly and like he read. Let us read the story. This is equal opportunity. Not just talking about equal opportunity. All 40 titles carefully have been seen so that you give equal opportunity to every child to pick any one title. If I had ignored the blind, I would not be giving equal opportunity. Okay? So these are things, this is was the tryout. This is more something more we have done for accessibility. You can look it up. There's a all these books chapters in the books have been made. These are some other initiatives that are digital with our CIT. You may look them up. I will quickly talk about some simple low cost assistive aids. Agreed that they are good. If you give a scissor some base and it becomes okay for a child to cut, it becomes a simple assistive aid. A pen can be given a cap, right? There could be some that are more than that. There could be others that are high tech. Okay? This is the summary of what my PPT is all about. Okay? So, this in a nutshell is what I wanted you to think about. Understand inclusion, practice it, encourage others to do so. Realize that technology is an answer, but not the only answer. There is no replacement for human. We saw this in COVID. We did something, but now we are happier teachers because we can interact. I did so much training during COVID and post COVID at home, but now I love to come and see you. I could take this at home also, but no, I want to meet you. So there is no replacement for human. You can have the best of technology, it stays useless unless it is introduced like Bubbly and GT. You have to introduce, you have to light that fire. And remember, the problem is not to wipe out differences. Our children are different. And we are blessed, really blessed to have this difference. Otherwise, it would be such a boring world if we had all of us wearing, we may wear the same uniform, but we are different. Okay, so we wear uniforms so that the differences in clothes doesn't stand out. But it doesn't mean they're all the same. Okay, so we are not here to wipe out difference, but how to unite with differences in time. This was said years ago. Okay, it's still valid now. No wonder he's a Nobel laureate. Right? Some things they said will stay with us forever. Thank you very much for your attention. My email ID is on my PPT. Okay, so anytime you want to connect with me, talk to me, I do not take up a full job. I did not take it up because I like my freedom now. And one of the things with freedom is I want to be in touch with you anytime, anywhere. Okay, so stay in touch, work hard, stay blessed, and do connect if I can help in any way. And I would like to do it long distance. I can also hop in and come because I'm my own boss. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Take care.